Best in the biz, Josh Brewster, host of the Ducks postgame radio show, joins us now. And I guess we'll start there with Corey Perry, the longtime winger, gets bought out. I guess we'll go here. How might the Ducks kind of spend some of the savings now?
Well, Bob Murray is hesitant to press the prospects into action too quickly. So there always tends to be a lot of veteran plug-ins to some degree. I think where the Ducks stand right now is they obviously need some offense. I think they need to also think about a backup goaltender. But in addition, I think that the hiring of Dallas Eakins, which I know we'll talk about, really shows it's time to go to the cupboard. And there can only be so many more veteran solutions. I think there's a bunch of guys who have extensions over the last year or so, Kasha, Henrique, Raquel, et cetera, Nick Ritchie, and they have to step up. So I think right now you have a very full cupboard and you have a lot of players who are pressing diligently for a roster spot. So I think that's where the Ducks stand. I think you're going to see a lot of brand new NHLers with the Ducks.
Let's go a little further with that, Josh. You got Perry out. You got Kessler. He's going to be out next season as well. What kind of is, I don't know, maybe the outlook for this team, or if you dive into their projected lines, maybe what do you do there?
Well, I think you're going to see guys like Max Comtois, Sam Steele, prospects, guys like Troy Terry. That's who I think you're really going to see them lean on. And then some of the other players I mentioned, guys who really need to step up into leadership roles. Ricard Raquel, Andre Kasha, Adam Henrique, Jacob Silverberg. They signed extensions last year. And in my view, I think they were a little late to the game in terms of taking on the leadership role. Ryan Kessler's in the condition that he's in. He'll probably be on the shelf. Corey Perry is gone. So it's time for some new leaders. They can't just lean on Ryan Getzlaf all the time. There's other players who have to step up and say, I'm going to be the guy to lead. And I think that if there's anything the Ducks were missing, I think it's leadership beyond Ryan Getzlaf, I think was lacking. They had 49 different players last year. And 49 different players, that's not going to cut it. You've got to start to whittle this thing down and figure out your identity. And I think with Eakins coming in, having coached so many of them, I think that ultimately he's going to bring along. I think you see a lot of prospects in Anaheim.
I want to go further with that about Dallas and what he kind of brings to the table, because he does know a lot of these guys. How will he kickstart this? What's kind of the MO? How do you get all of this moving in the right direction?
He's a leader, and he's known as a minor pro player, and then a little bit in the pros, 120 games ever. Known as a guy who's willing to confront, he's willing to lead, and he's innovative in his thinking, and also he's in great shape himself personally, and he takes great care of himself, and he's very devoted, and that's got to rub off on younger players. He gets a lot of respect. And as far as I'm concerned, the whole Edmonton experience, what does that mean at this point? You just saw Craig Berube win the Stanley Cup. There's nothing wrong with a reboot. And I think that, the Dallas Eakins hire was the worst kept secret in hockey. You could see that one coming from 100 miles down the road in San Diego, or as we like to put it in LA, 4 or 5 hours in traffic, depending on traffic.
I'm sitting here with Dano. He wanted me to let you know you look tanned and you look very well rested. All right.
Thank you. Yes, I was just on Cape Cod all last week. I should probably go right back there right now.
Enjoy, man. Have a good summer. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, guys.